Okay, welcome back if you're not new, and welcome if you're new. I'm drawing again, but this time it's a little bit different because it's on a large piece of paper. And I haven't done this in a while actually. I've been, you know, drawing in my sketchbook. I've been painting, still working on a painting, but that's secret. As you can see to the side, um, I was watching something on my computer. Yeah. But I usually do that. Not because I find art boring in any way. I could just sit and draw. But when I when I have to do a YouTube video, I still record my daily drawing. But mostly also it helps that I can get like something to watch with it. It's just having background noise. It could be music, it could be a YouTube video, it could be anything. Usually it's kind of music or a podcast or a longer, more detailed video on YouTube, which doesn't require me watching every part of it. So a lot of video essays I think are very great, like great tools or philosophical discussions or you know stuff like that. Very funny, very funny things, I guess. Some people may find it boring, but I don't blame them. And yeah, this is a simple drawing. I would say I did something different with the top of the head, kind of a hat, or maybe not a hat. I don't really know. I just did what I felt like, and it was a very easy drawing. I wouldn't say easy, but it was a very standard drawing. Nothing insanely challenging and nothing insanely easy. Just a just a quick, cool drawing. Took me about half an hour, so I've speeded the video up a little bit, but that's just because I didn't have anything to talk about for half an hour, and especially when the drawing isn't as exciting or extreme or huge as if I were to do like a painting, because a painting video could easily be an hour long if it needs to, or it could be 20 minutes, 13 minutes, 14 minutes, stuff like that. Since the painting requires more and there's more to talk about because there's different colors, there's more steps, there's different tools, there's this and this and that. With the drawings, it's just like, okay, I'm using this pen and paper and I'm drawing. It's very quick to explain what I'm doing, and I know I could be explaining, oh, here I'm drawing the eyes and the nose, and I know, but personally I find that kind of boring because I'm just, here for the drawing, but also here for the talk, the video, the podcast element of it. Yeah. Really random rant. And yesterday we did the recording we needed, so we only have one very tiny clip we need for the intro, which is going to be about like I think 10 seconds at the most, and it's going to be great. And we ended the video pretty nicely, and I think this is the most any of the actors in our class, like I think me and my co-star have, we did the best acting out of all of us, and we gave ourselves, you know to the project, if you know what I mean. It's gonna be great. If we choose the one of the endings, we kind of made like two, not two endings, but it's the same ending, but small things are different, and one of them is definitely more like, I like one of them more, um but it's for the group to decide, but it's gonna be great either way. Yeah, it's also nice to be done with it, and I think we could be done like this weekend. I'm pretty sure we could be, which would be awesome, since we've been working on this for a while and we've been using a bunch of time, and I also gotta get some money for gas because gas is expensive, and I've been driving these mofos around, well, not around, but we've been driving back and forth from our location since we were filming in the woods. So gonna be pretty great. But yeah, all around is pretty good. I'm like, this is the start of the weekend. I had a shift on Sunday at my job, but then I didn't, which like, yeah, I'm happy to not be working, but I don't want to work. Like, who wants to work? Like that's the thing I'm asking. Who wants to work? Because I surely don't. But it is what it is, and just a little bit sad. So now I have the next week, and then I have the weekend. I have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday next week. I have to work, and then I'm done with school for this summer. But not really. We could kind of something called reading break, and I don't know if you have it in America or any other place, but it's a break from school where you get to study, and then you go to your exams, and then after your last exam, of course, your summer break starts, which is really nice to get a reading break because most of these things, I don't have to do every class that I have this year for an exam. I just have to do some of them, 2 math and 1 media class. And we're almost done with the first media class things. And with the math things, I'm already good into my studying actually, because there's 2 different. There's a written exam and there's a verbal exam. And the verbal exam is the only one you can really study for, kinda. The written exam is, you can do the format, and we've done a bunch of that. So I know the format. I know how it's gonna be, but you can't, like, you don't know the answers. You don't know the questions. So you can't really study on that in the same way. Like, you can do previous written exams for math, but it's still not the same. But we've done a bunch of those, so I don't feel like I need to do like especially a lot for that. And then we have the verbal exam. Then we get some questions we have to answer. Like we pick something and then we have to answer that. And all the ones that I had that was most difficult for me, I got help from the teacher, and we like did that in the classes because we were done with the stuff I had to learn for the year. So like I'm pretty good with the math stuff, and the media class stuff. We did the movie, and we have to sit together at some point and do like a presentation of our movie and what kind of principles we used, and lighting and technique and camera angles, and why we did this and this and that. All the fun stuff, or whatever you want to say, which is great. And then, I have summer break. And yeah, it's not that I'm worried about the exam, but nobody's happy about going to exam. Like, that's just how it is. But I'm just gonna do my best, and hopefully it works out. I've done well on other exams, so like I'm not gonna fail completely. But if I do worse on these exams, it's not the end of the world. I'm a little bit more nervous about the written exams than the verbal exams, because that's just the type of person I am. But I'll try. And we did like a test of the exams, and I did well on the math one, which is nice. And I feel like I understand the math stuff enough for the verbal exam to be, fine. So yeah, it's gonna be fine. I don't really know if there's anything I could do that would help my situation more than just like studying up on the last things. But my mom, she also wants to know when I'm going to the exams, specifically because she want to make sure that I study and stuff. But I also want to know, like, to be the exact point, which they have sent out, like the what is it called, the paper about it, the document about it, but I can't remember where I put it. But it's definitely gonna be there someplace on my computer. But it's gonna be fine, and it's gonna be good. And then I'm gonna have summer break, and I'm gonna work, and I'm gonna, hang out with my friends. We're gonna go on a trip. We're gonna go to Berlin this summer, which is gonna be awesome. I paid like some days ago, which like hurt my savings, but that's what my savings are for. Like, it's for so I don't have to use the money I have in my usable account. And something in my leg is just itching like an insane amount. of itching. I think it's a mosquito bite or something, which I forgot how annoying mosquito bites were. But that's that's summer. That's how it's gonna be. But I don't know. I don't really care. It's what it is. I don't know how to feel about the hat. Like, I kind of like it, and it has this, like, it's cool in some ways, but it's also, like, weird. But that's the point, I guess. Like, that's the whole point. I think it's nice, and it's kind of like just something that is, and it's a hat, but it's not detailed like it would be in other circumstances. And I feel like the face is really good, and I like the lips are nice. They're very expressive, and just the overall face is really good. And I think for half an hour, this is a pretty good and nice drawing, like really nice, on A3 paper, of course. Yeah, just adding a few touches here and there, making sure it's a cool drawing. Which is, it's also nice because of YouTube that I'm drawing more. That's really nice. Because it's not that I wouldn't be drawing if I weren't making a video, but making a video kind of like makes sure I do a drawing even the days I don't feel like it, which is good because like it's good practice and it's just great. Yeah. Something else that would be great is if you've watched this video this far and you really just click the like button and subscribe and you comment and all that stuff, because I really appreciate every time you like. We're at like what, 861 subscribers or something, which is insane. We're getting so close to 1,000. It's wild to me, but I need your guys' help for that. And I also love reading the comments. I even respond sometimes, not always, but sometimes. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a nice day, night, or whenever you're watching this. Bye bye.